Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to Headbangers Closet. Hope everyone's doing well and is getting ready for Christmas. Which brings me to the topic of this video. Hopefully, maybe start a thread with this thing, and you guys can tag me in your videos in response to this. But what's your favorite Christmas gift? That's an item in your metal collection. What heavy metal item did you get for a Christmas gift? That was your all-time favorite Christmas gift through the years. So if you're anything like me, I've been collecting since I was really little. Probably maybe 7 or 8 years old, and this particular gift came while I was in high school in the early 90s. But before we get to it, first things first, let's get to what I've been doing in a lot of these videos. What have you guys been listening to? Let me know in the comments down below if there's something you think I should be checking out, and I'll definitely give it a listen. I've had some pretty good suggestions over the last couple of months. But for me this week, heard the news, Testament's back on tour, doing the Clash of the Titans USA with Overkill and Destruction. Got really, really excited. So basically been just listening to non-stop Testament, Overkill, and Destruction. I bought my tickets to the Atlanta show today, so very excited about that. But just been listening to a handful of Testament records. Here's going to show you guys a couple of them. This is the reissue, I think, from earlier this year, Practice What You Preach. Then we've got the new release, Parabellum. Awesome. This thing sounds amazing. Great record. Just more of the same of what we all know and love from Testament. And I will be doing, this will be in my favorite records of 2025, most definitely. And then the most recent release from Overkill, Scorched. Excellent record. Again, just like Testament, Overkill is one of those bands that just consistently puts out awesome thrash albums. This one I think sounds like brown colored vinyl. There it is right there. There were other cool variants. I just weren't able to snag them in time, so I got the brown. It's not my favorite. And then, of course, Under the Influence, one of my favorite Overkill albums. Probably my favorite Overkill album. This is a reissue that came out, I think it was 2 years ago. This is on, it's called just yellow marbled vinyl, but somewhere I think the advertisement was piss yellow. To me, it's more like radioactive yellow, but still pretty cool. And, of course, Destruction. A couple of Destruction albums here. It's my High Roller Records version of Cracked Brain. Really nice blue and green and white splatter there. It kind of matches the album cover. And then the Mad Butcher, another High Roller Records reissue. This one's on white. And then, of course, one of my, I wouldn't say the grail in the collection, but it's definitely one of my most favorite items in my collection. My favorite Destruction record released from Agony. This is an OG pressing. I think it's an OG German pressing. Got right there. Oh. So just saw one of these sell on Collect.co online auction. I think it was last week. Glad I was able to grab this one. But yeah, just listened to a lot of Testament, Overkill, and Destruction, and really looking forward to it. I've never seen Destruction live. This will be my first time. I've seen Testament and Overkill a handful of times, and they always kick ass live. But really, really excited to hear Destruction. Haven't really been paying attention if they're going to do any kind of special sets, but just really excited. And like I said, grab my tickets today. So if you're going to go see this tour, let me know in the comments below what city. I'm really looking forward to it. So anyway, let's get right to it. My favorite Christmas gift that's a part of my metal collection, and that's easy. Came out in November of 1993. Metallica's Live Shit Binge and Purge box set. I've done a video on this before, but can never get too much of Metallica's Live Shit Binge and Purge, right? But yeah, this came out in November of 93. I was able to get it for Christmas of that year. I was a junior in high school. No, I was a senior in high school, my bad. But, as my parents were likely to do back in those days, they just said, hey, what do you want for Christmas? And I really only asked for one thing, and it was this. And, maybe a couple other things, but really this was the main item. And, Christmas morning came and wasn't under the tree, opened up the gifts, had the traditional family Christmas morning, opened up the gifts, it wasn't there. And, a few hours later, it was time, get ready to go to extended family's house for the Christmas dinner. So as I'm getting dressed and ready to go, my mom comes in and says, hey, I think there's one more gift under the tree in the back that you didn't see, and when we were opening gifts this morning. So I was like, well, don't think I missed any, but go check it out. So I get in the other room in this Christmas tree, and I kind of get on my hands and knees and look kind of underneath the thing, and there it is. There's a gift wrapped, and it says to me. So kind of sort of saw the shape, thought that might be it, but opened it up, and sure enough, this was in the, wrapped up, and I was like super stoked. Immediately tried to grab the CD and start playing it. We had to leave, so I didn't really get to listen to it till later that night. But this particular box set probably did not leave either my DVD player or my CD player for almost 3 years. I mean, it was on the desk of each. It might have been listening to something else at the moment, but it was the CD and the VHS, not the DVD. The VHS was always in there. So let's check it out. If you don't know, whoops, knocked the thing over. If you don't know what it all entailed, just kind of go through a rundown. So it was the Live Shit Binge and Purge Mexico City. They did 5 nights in Mexico City, and they basically took the set list, as you can see there, and then maybe added a couple of songs on the end right there from some of the other shows. Some of the the couple of songs different in the 5 nights, but pretty much the same set all 5 nights at the Mexico City, the Sports Palace in Mexico City. Now the cool thing about the Sports Palace is last September when I went to Mexico City to see Metallica at the Foro Sol, huge like soccer stadium, the Sports Palace was across the street, so I got to see it, and like that's kind of where that's why I went to Mexico City. It was kind of like the holy grail for Metallica fans. So that Sports Palace was across the street, so I got to see it. Really ugly looking building. It's just like a giant dome. It doesn't even look like a dome. It basically looks like half of a giant metal ball, and it was really ugly looking and brown colored. But that was the famous Sports Palace. I don't know why I keep wanting to say Palisades. But Sports Palace at the Mexico City shows were recorded for the CDs for the Live Shit Binge and Purge. And of course, this is obviously all from the Black Album tour. So that was Mexico City. What are the dates on this? February 25th, 26th, 27th, and March 1st and 2nd of 93. So that was the late, late winter, early spring, or winter, whatever, wherever you're from. Where I'm at now, February, March is kind of early spring. But I don't know if you're from the Midwest or the Northeast, February and March are winter still. But that was the winter of 93 before it was to come out. So then for VHS tape number 1, you get San Diego, basically same deal, Black Album tour, San Diego. This was recorded on January 13th and 14th, 92, at the Sports Arena in San Diego, California. I kind of thought it would have like an actual better name than that, but maybe this was before all the corporate sponsorships to arenas. But yeah, this is the San Diego Black Album tour. Really, really cool. A lot of the videos. So I want to say Sad But True and Wherever I Roam came from, and then there was some live ones too of Nothing Else Matters and maybe one other one, but Whiplash came from this show on VHS. But the one, and this is the part 2 rather of it, right here. You get 2 VHSs for that show. No opening act. They did the movie back in those days. Metallica did like a little 20-30 minute movie, and then they came out. So the whole movie's on these as well. But the main thing that came from this, and I really didn't know it at the time. Obviously, I kind of knew what was in it, but I didn't really know how impactful it was going to be and how amazing it was going to be. You get the Seattle 89 from the Justice for All tour, Seattle 89, recorded on August 29th and 30th, 89 at the Seattle Coliseum in Seattle, Washington. So all of these shows are multiple stops at that city where they recorded everything and kind of put the best of. But this thing, I watched this, for every one time I watched San Diego, I probably watched this one 10. I mean, it's amazing. Still my all-time favorite Metallica show on recording. Listen to it all the time. The box set for Justice has it on vinyl. It's on Spotify. I listen to it constantly. I've got countless bootleg CDs with the thing on over the years. Listen to it. But this thing right here is peak Metallica performance. It does not get any better than this from Metallica, in my opinion. And then you get a couple of the cool things. You get the Scary Guy stencil. There may or may not be many telephone poles and walls on public buildings in North Attleboro, Massachusetts that have this stencil on it. May or may not. You get a cool, snake pit. They had the snake pit back then, which you can see in the San Diego videos. The snake pit pass, pretty cool. And then you get this killer booklet. I mean, it's got like a million photos. I ain't gonna go through the whole thing. It's got a million photos of the band throughout that tour. You know, the whole 3 years they toured, set lists, all sorts of shit. There's like their writers are in here, what they wanted. There's letters, you know, Q Prime management, just letters to like guys in the band, the venues, tour managers, everything, you name it, everything you wanted to know about a long ass tour is in here. You got an expense report for the band, like touring. It's like weekly. It just basically talks about like the supplies and the truck. This is basically all the whole cruise hotels, band hotels, lights, flights, pyro permits, rehearsal permits, and sea freight, set fabrication, staging and supplies, and truck drivers, and the video. So it really doesn't include like any like really, I guess maybe some food and stuff like that. But there are writers on here like Rocket Cargo USA, letters from the companies that like move their shit around. Just awesome stuff. A lot of cool things to learn about how much it costs. Even city by city breakdowns of how the album sales do in each city, in a state, and then it's same deal like each city, like ticket sales, like how many seats the venue holds, and then how many seats sold, and how fast things sold out and stuff like that. So many cool things to look at in here. There's even a letter from a fan to the band saying like, hey, you're going to be in my city the night before Thanksgiving. Would you like to come to my house and have Thanksgiving dinner with my family? So I thought that was pretty cool. That's in here. There's just all sorts of cool stuff, man. You got to check it out. I don't know. I think you can go online, or maybe like, I think Apple Music had it where you could like look at, it was like a document, you could look at all this stuff. I don't really recall, but I thought they did. The itinerary for like an entire month of March. But really cool stuff. But yeah, definitely, if you can get your hands on this, or look at it online or something, definitely recommend. It's really cool. I looked at it thousands of times. Just kind of you learn a lot of stuff. There's so much more that goes into like putting on a show and touring than just a band showing up in your city and playing and stuff like that. So it's really cool to kind of see what who all they had to hire, how much that shit cost city to city. So really cool stuff. But yeah, Metallica's Live Shit Binge and Purge, absolutely amazing. I don't watch these VHS tapes anymore because I no longer have a VHS player, but you can find them all on YouTube, and every now and again I watch the Seattle 89 again because it's amazing. But still listen to the Mexico City shows all the time. Love it. Also, James is at peak performance in between song banter on this thing. Really cool stuff. But yeah, amazing Christmas gift. My favorite Christmas gift forever. Like I said at the beginning of the video, I've been collecting for a really long time. I've gotten a lot of gifts. I've maybe mentioned it before that Christmas and birthdays were really big in my family. My mother was really into music, just not bands I listened to, but she was really into music. So every year, birthdays and Christmas, I was getting like cassettes, LPs, CDs, magazines. She was really helpful to my collection, and she was into it. She knew I liked metal. She wasn't into it, but she knew how important music was to me. So I was always able to get gifts like that for Christmas and birthdays, and this is easily the best one. Love it, and it's pretty bad shape. It's torn here, and it doesn't shut the right way, just because I've used it and abused it over the years, but still have it in the collection. Won't ever get rid of it. Absolutely love it. So there you have it, my all-time favorite Christmas gift that's a part of my metal collection. So let me know in the comments down below what is yours. So appreciate all you guys checking out the channel, and I hope you guys all have a Merry Christmas. I'll have another video for you very soon. Cheers, everybody.